This is the Berenstain Bears. This part is the trouble with grown-ups. Grown-ups and cubs get quite a surprise when they see themselves through the other's eyes. Even though it was a bright and clear outside Bear family's treehouse, there was a storm brewing inside. For a while, it would be wrong to say the cubs were grown-ups, our natural enemies. It would be fair to say that the cubs and grown-ups sometimes don't get along. "Where's the rest of my paper?" thundered an angry Papa Bear, storming to the living room. It didn't take him long to find Brother Bear in the sports section. "I just borrowed it," said Brother. Papa snatched it up and plumped down in his easy chair. Brother wandered into the kitchen, looking for sympathy from Mama Bear. "Gee," he said, "what's eating him?" "Your father looks forward to his evening paper," Mama said, "and he has the perfect right to be annoyed when half of it's missing. And furthermore, I'll thank you not to refer to your father as him." She stomped out of the kitchen. "Why not? He's a him, isn't he?" "Gosh," said Brother, "what's eating her?" What's eating Mama was Sister Bear. Sister had been on the phone with Lizzie Brune for almost an hour. "But Mama," she protested when she was told to say goodbye. "Don't but Mama me," said Mama Bear. "This isn't your private phone. You've had all day to talk to Lizzie at school, and you'll have all day to talk to her tomorrow. So hang up that phone now." Sister did as she was told. Later at dinner, Brother and Sister got into a little more trouble. "Peas and mashed potatoes again," said Brother under his breath. "And what," Papa asked, "is wrong with peas and mashed potatoes?" Brother was about to answer that had him 3 days in a row, but he thought better of it. Instead, he began counting and spearing his peas onto a fork. 1, 2, 3, 4. "What are you doing?" asked this. "Trying to see how many peas he can get on a fork at one time," he answered. While Brother was counting peas, Sister was working on her mashed potatoes. She patted them into a little mountain, and then using her spoon, she pressed a cup on the top. "Pour it in right there," she said, where Mama offered the gravy. "What in the world?" commented Mama. "Well, you see," said Sister, "it's a volcano, and the gravy's going to be the lava and flow down the sides. It'll be quite enough of a volcano and counting peas. That will be quite enough of volcanoes and counting peas," shouted Mama. "Food is to eat, not to play with." "Gee whiz," said Brother. "We're just trying to make it interesting." "Food isn't supposed to be interesting," roared Papa. "It's supposed to be food." Oh, man. Grumpy Bears. Brother and Sister went to bed that night and got up the next morning without much fuss. The trouble started again at breakfast. "Oh, yes," Brother said suddenly, remembering something. "Well, he'll be getting the late bus home this afternoon because—" "Late bus," interrupted Mama. "I was planning on visiting Gran after school." But Mama protested. "We're staying late for the parent talent show next Friday." "Parent night?" she said. I've heard of it, and Friday is my class night with Farmer Ben," complained Papa. "Here's a notice I brought home," said Sis, digging into her bag. "I forgot to give it to you." "Me too," muttered Brother. "Why, this notice is a week old," said Mama. Forgot, roared Papa. "Why would you cubs forget your heads if they weren't attached to your shoulders?" Uh-oh. "Phew," breathed Brother as he fell into the seat beside Cousin Fred in the school bus. "Tough morning?" asked Fred. "You better believe it," said Sister, talking to the seat Lizzie had saved for her. The four compared notes on the way to school. The cubs agreed that while there was no doubt the parents loved them, it was a little difficult to get along sometimes. They nagged. They said no a lot, and they never wanted the cubs to have any fun. "Hey," said Brother as they got off the bus, "what are we going to do for the Parents' Night talent show?" "I don't know," said Lizzie. "Let's think about it." That afternoon, the auditorium was filled with cubs getting ready for the show. Babs Bruno was playing her violin. Queenie Bear McBear was practicing her croquettes. Too Tall and his gang were working on the rap number, which Teacher Bob didn't look too happy about. Brother, sister, and friend Lizzie didn't have an idea yet. But as they searched their brains, Brother snapped his fingers and said, I've got it. Remember what we were talking about on the bus this morning? Sure, said Fred. We were saying how grown-ups can be a big pain. Well, said Brother, let's put a play about that. Let's call it Trouble with Grown-ups, shouted the others. Sensational, said Sister as they slapped their hands, delighted with the idea of showing parents how hard it is being a cub. But putting on a play is easier said than done. You have to write it, figure out who's going to play the parts, then memorize it. You have to worry about costumes and scenery. The Cubs did all of that. It was hard, but it was fun, and they did it in secret. Costumes were for Fred and Lizzie were easy. They were going to be brother and sister, so they just borrowed their extra clothes. Getting costumes for brother and sister wasn't so simple because they would be playing their own Mama and Papa. They managed by letting Gran in on the secret. She was a wizard on the sewing machine, and she made the great-looking Mama and Pop costumes. The four practiced their parts, and before they knew it, it was time for the parent night's talent show. There was a lot of talent in the Bear Country School, and all the facts did end pretty well, but it was brother, sister, and Fred and Lizzie that play that was a hit. Mama Bear, I'm going to relax in my easy chair after a hard day and read my paper. Yipe! Someone stole my sports page. Murder, police! Somebody stole my sports page. Here it is, Papa. I didn't steal it. I just borrowed it. It's disgraceful. That's what it is. Cubs have it too easy these days. They have everything handed to them. I used to walk 20 miles to school in blinding snow. Well, Papa, don't pop on me. Hello. Hi, Lizzie. Sister Bear, get off that phone. I'm expecting a very important call. Who from? Who from? How am I supposed to know who from? But Mama, don't Mama me. The audience of parents laughed and laughed, but they saw how they seemed their cubs. Mama laughed till tears rolled down her cheeks. Papa laughed too, not as much as Mama. They both thought the play, which was a pretty big surprise to them, was very well done. They admitted that it helped to understand what it was like to be a cub. The next morning, Mama and Papa had a bit of a surprise for their cubs. You might even say a shock. Mama, who is the sewing wizard herself, had made grown-up pink jumper. Wearing it looked like a huge sister bear. She even had pink bow. Papa, wearing red pajama top and blue bottoms, looked like a gigantic brother bear. The cubs were confused. It's very simple, explained Mama. You helped us understand what it's like being cubs. By pretending we're the cubs and you're the grown-ups, we're going to show you what it's like being the parents. Before brother and sister could say a word, Mama and Papa began acting like cubs. Where's breakfast? I'm hungry, shouted Papa. I hope we're not having that gooey oatmeal again, screamed Mama. Eely gooey oatmeal, eely oatmeal, shouted Papa, jumping up and down. Brother pulled sister into the living room where they could hear themselves talk, but in the living room was another shock. There were things all over the floor, not toys, which they sometimes left laying around, but strange things like vacuum cleaner, Mama's sewing basket, Papa chainsaw, and his wrench set. What a mess. The cubs understood Mama and Papa were showing them what it was like having to pick up after them. Mama and Papa ran through the mess ahead the front door. Brother cried, please don't bang the... But it was too late. Papa banged the door so hard it shook the house. Brother began to smile. Sister began to giggle. They went on a stoop. The cubs were Mama and Papa sporting the lawn, Mama jumping rope, Papa trying to kick turns on Brother's skateboard. But their feet got tangled and they got sprawled head over heels in the grass. Pretty soon they were laughing so hard their sides ached. Later, when they were back being themselves, Papa said, I have a better idea how cubs feel now. Mama agreed. Brother and sister admitted they had a better idea how parents feel now, too. Boy, said Brother, You two sure know how to act like cubs. After all, we were cubs once ourselves, said Mama. And here's the thought. You'll be grown up someday and each probably have your own cubs of your own. Brother and sister thought about it for a moment. They looked at each other. They looked off into the distance and thought about it. It was something to think about. The end.